Welcome to the Complete Fitness Podcast with Core 4 Complete Fitness. Your episode is starting in 3, 2, 1.
Today.
Yep, big day.
Can't wait to see.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Already gone. I knew it was going to come, but whatever.
Did you? Yeah. I thought he was good, but what can you do?
What can you do? Hello, peoples. Happy Wednesday to everybody. It is August 28th. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. I'm at home today because our 4-year-old there was no way she was going to sit inside the gym the entire podcast without being disruptive. So Blippi's on, she has food, and we're going to see how this goes.
Shelter.
But today, like always, guys, welcome to the Complete Fitness Podcast. If you could do us a favor before we get going on today's topic, like and subscribe to this, whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us on any platform, Spotify, iTunes, whatever you're watching us or listening to us on. If you can hit the subscribe button, it will help us keep bumping up the charts for Health and Fitness Podcasts, and it will help grow this so we can help other people in the process as well. Now, today, this is the time of year. My daughter, our oldest one, went back to school today. As I'm sure a lot of you guys, either the kids have already started school or they're going back to school. Maybe it's this week, maybe it's next week. But this is usually the time of year where parents get back into a groove and a routine again, where you don't have to wake up and just be home 100% of the day because your kids are running around. You can kind of go, okay, take them here at this time. You just have more of a foundation and a schedule built. And when this happens inside of our gyms in particular, we see a big influx of people going, okay, I got some time for me again. Time to get back in shape. And today on the podcast, we're going to talk, each of us, about the 3 biggest mistakes that people make when they start back up either in the gym or working out again. So if you're one of those people that's like, hey, time to get my butt back in shape, don't do the things that we're talking about because these are the most common and kind of the easiest things to kind of set you back long term. Number 1 is trying to take everything on at once. So for a lot of people, when they're starting off, they'll go, okay, I want to get in shape. The kids are back to school. Starting Monday, I'm going to throw away all the crap inside my fridge. I'm going to go to the gym for an hour. Then I'm going to walk or go for a jog after that. And then I'm not going to eat anything at all. And then I'm going to make sure I get my water in. I'm going to do this, and this. I'm going to intermittent fast. I'm going to do all this stuff. And it's a ton thrown onto your plate at once. And all of a sudden it feels like you have this boulder on your shoulder and you're trying to balance, your regular life, your work life on top of just the 20 other things that you decided to pick up, over the course of 24 hours. And it's a lot to take on. So if you're new to working out, guys, what I recommend is start with something simple. I tell people when they're getting to the gym, even before we really touch on their nutrition, I'm like, first, just get your workout scheduled. I go, have a routine with that. Do it for 3 weeks or a month. Once your workout routine is scheduled and you're like, okay, workouts are going good. Now let's focus on my nutrition. Okay, nutrition is conquered. Now what is this intermittent fasting thing all about? Maybe I'll try that. But piggyback off of those things, guys, and take the stepladder approach. Instead of having to take everything on at once, remember fitness, you're always playing the long game. So if it's something that I can only do this for a week or 2 and then I'm going to end up crashing and burning, don't do it. Give your body time to actually adjust. And when you can focus on one little step in front of the other, like I said, in terms of workout, start there, then focus on your nutrition, then daily activity, and you can piece it all together, and it's way easier on your mind and your body to actually do it like that than trying to overhaul everything all at once.
Amen. My number 1 is very similar and close to yours, and it is lose the all or nothing approach, right? So in your fall time now, when school goes back, is kind of, I think about it as like a mini New Year's resolution for a lot of people, where everyone goes, okay, summer, I got away from me, now it's time to pick it back up again. But we also don't realize that we're also picking up crazy hectic schedules again. We're also picking up an increase in workload, a lot of us, depending on our jobs. Summers we can usually relax a little bit more. Obviously, it's not totally broad brush, but a lot of jobs kind of relax in the summertime and pick back up, get more productive. So yeah, remembering that, also throwing on a new fitness plan and perfect nutrition while kids school, you have more work to do, you have different carpools you're in, you have different sports after school. It's just basically setting yourself up for failure if you have the all or nothing approach. And a lot of us do, right? We go, I'm going to go to the gym 5:30 a.m. starting after Labor Day when kids are back in school every single day. 5:30 a.m. and then you miss Tuesday or Monday or Wednesday and you quickly just spiral and go, well, and then you just don't go for the rest of the week or whatever. But that only happens because you have that all or nothing approach, right? And it's similar to looking back and going, well, I used to hit it harder, so what's the point of doing it now, right? It kind of breeds the same all or nothing approach. If you just handle every day as it comes and do the best as you can with some emphasis on, did I move my body today? Did I hydrate my body today? Did I do something that I wasn't doing? Have I added that to my day? And just start there. It's a much more realistic way. And then as your workload becomes normal, your school life becomes normal, the kids' schedules become normal, it's a lot easier to just ramp it up. Go, hey, this week we're doing whatever, these meals, high protein meals. This week I'm making sure I hit the gym every time, and my husband's coming with me at this time, or it's that all or nothing that is quickly demoralizes. So different than yours, but also like 1A, 1B of kind of how they work together.
And that kind of piggybacks into my number 2. So like to touch on yours, the all or nothing thing, like how many times, and like I'm guilty of it, but like you'll wake up and you'll have something bad for breakfast or for lunch or whatever. And then instead of just going, no, my next meal is going to be just better. How many times are you like, well, I'm already a foot in the, I'm already a step in the hole. I might as well just keep this baby going. I messed up for the day, and then it becomes not just a bad decision, but a whole bad day or week, and it kind of just spills over.
Right.
Now, for my number 2, and it just goes back to diet and nutrition, is when people start, they drastically cut their calories to the point where they are barely eating a darn thing. And we've told you over the episodes in this podcast, you got to give your body the fuel it needs to run, and you have to give it time. I think we touched on it last week, but to actually repair its muscles, make them stronger. And it's in the recovery process that you build those muscles, and you're able to hammer out another workout and keep it going. But when people start off, 100 miles an hour, just like I said in my first one, they go, okay, I want to make all this change. I'm going to restrict my calories. I'm going to try to, go for a 5-mile run, then spend an hour inside the gym. And you're taking all this on, but you're going to reach a tipping point to where your body's going to end up giving, where it's like, oh my God, I can't sustain this pace, or I can't sustain this intensity, either because I'm going too crazy on the workout side, or I'm barely eating anything, right? Just like if your car ran out of gas and you laid on the accelerator, it wouldn't go anywhere. And your body does the exact same thing. If you're not giving yourself, enough fuel to keep it going, it's just not going to end up running. And then you're going to, have crappy workouts. You're going to beat yourself up, and then everything kind of fizzles out. So with your calories, guys, eat clean. I always tell people, you generally know good food from bad food. Eat more of the good food. Eat more of the healthy stuff. It sounds very simple, but it sometimes is that easy, guys. Rather than getting glued to how much calories everything has, focus on natural food. Focus on real food. Give your body the stuff that it needs that makes you feel good and not lethargic. And when you can do that, you can kind of take a little break from the calorie counting, because the stuff that you're getting in is going to work with your body. And if you find that after a week of workouts or tweaking your diet that you feel like crap, don't necessarily be afraid to add in, a little bit more protein or an apple or a half a banana before your workout, just to keep you going. But people, when they want to lose weight, they're generally very, very scared of food. And they think anything that they eat is going to make the scale go up, and they can just burn calories inside the gym, not eat a thing. and everything will be hunky-dory. And it might work like that for a day or two, but long term, guys, you're completely zapping yourself. So just like we always tell you, focus on getting protein with every meal, at least 20 grams. Focus on the good stuff, apples, bananas, fruit, veggies, all stuff like that. Get sugar out of your diet as much as humanly possible. And when you can do that, it sets you up long term. You feel good, you have energy, you want to work out again, and it makes you want to keep coming back. So don't drastically lower your calories. You know, they say there's 3,500 calories in a pound of fat. So if you were to burn 500 calories a day or be in a 500 calorie caloric deficit Monday through Sunday, that will get you to lose a pound of fat. You can do it through workouts. You can do it through diet as well. You can do it a combo of both. But if you do it that way, guys, and just go, okay, if I'm in a caloric deficit of 500 calories, I can do 250 in the gym. I can do 250 through diet. Voila, by Sunday, you're down a pound and you didn't have to starve yourself.
Yeah, that's the fastest way to burn out, in my opinion, is the quick nutrition fix. Is the quick way to just go this. Because if it's not even burnout, then all of a sudden Saturday becomes a cheat day. And then, Sunday, you're not waking, as much as everyone thinks they are, you're not just waking up and just eating clean again Sunday. You feel like crap. You have all those sugar addictive traits gunning through you. You want to have the donuts again. You want to have, so it's like a 50% decent day compared to it, but you're underhydrating. Anyway, yeah, I couldn't agree more with number 2. Just the calorie cut immediately. The overall focus on calories can be tough. As important as they are, be realistic. And if you net positive with good choices, an apple versus Snickers, you chose the apple 9 times out of 10. Guess what? That's pretty good. And that's also very realistic for being just a busy adult living in life, having a bunch of million responsibilities. My number 2 is, and this is a hard one, I try to get people to do this as best as I possibly can. If you can master this, working out will become so second nature to you that it won't affect your day. It won't be something hard to get to the gym. Stop focusing on how you look and start focusing on how you feel. If you can get the overwhelming focus on your everyday feeling good, it is so much easier to just do the things that make you feel good. When you are tired, what makes you feel good? Sleeping. That's the answer. It's not doubling down on caffeine. It's not, redlining yourself. We have to do this in life all the time. We wake up 4 a.m. We blah, 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 blah. Kids don't sleep, nightmares, whatever, obsessed with Halloween, scares himself, then doesn't sleep all night, don't sleep ever. We get it. This is what life is, right? And then things adjust and change, and then you have pockets where you do sleep well. But focusing on how you feel, prioritizing the things that make you feel good. It is moving your body. It is working out. There's nobody who is going to feel worse right now listening to this podcast going for a walk after. If they paused it right now, went for a 15-minute walk, came back and turned it on, there's 0 people that would feel worse than not walking. I'm not saying you need to do it to have a good day, but if you can prioritize what makes you feel good and every day do it, don't let the stuff that doesn't make you feel good in, it becomes very easy to let it be a part of your schedule. You go, I got to get my workout in today because I got a night running around with my kids. I got football practice. I got cheerleading practice. Then he's a double sport athlete, so then I got to take him to the ice rink because blah, 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 blah. If I don't make the time to get my workout in, I'm going to be a zombie. I'm going to be miserable, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to want to, and because I'm so lethargic, I'm going to reach for the sugary fake foods because they're going to give me that little pep and boost, and I'm going to stop at Starbucks and get that 100-gram sugar latte instead of just being able to, have a black coffee or a tea or something that I know is way better for me. That all runs together, but just the quick focus on going, how am I going to survive this day? How am I going to be the most productive day? And if every day you're just waking up and looking at how you look, it's so easy to just lose it because it takes one day to be like, nothing's really changed yet. I'm not going to go, but if you go, well, I do feel better. And every day you kind of chase the dragon of feeling good. It's the fastest way to make it a lifestyle.
I've told you that Rogan has a famous quote on his podcast that he said he's like the workout or the health benefits. He goes now he's like I know that working out is great for me and being healthy is great for me, but he's like it almost plays second fiddle now to me just wanting to chase the good feeling. He's
Yes.
like I
Same.
want to feel good after my workout. I'm awake. I'm in a good mood. I got energy.
I
And he's like,
completely
I just
agree.
want to do that. He's like, the health benefits now are almost just like an extra bonus. But he's like, I don't
Completely.
want to feel like crap all day, so I'm
Yeah.
going to make sure that I get a workout in because I want to chase that good feeling again.
I 1,000,000,000% agree. Mondays and Wednesdays, I coach in the morning. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Chelsea coaches in the morning. I have so much more energy Monday and Wednesday
It's
just
weird,
from,
isn't it?
just from getting up and coaching and being high energy for those classes. It's just moving. We're supposed to do it, and you just get up and you go. But if you get up and you coast into the day, and then you're just answering emails, and it's so much harder. Like today, I get to the gym, and I'm just behind the scenes. Chelsea's coaching, clean the bathroom, vacuum, and it's just like I'm doing some stuff, but then it's harder to get the wheels turning come the afternoon time where if you get up and you get going, you get up and get going. It's the same exact thing with a workout. If you're just like, I'm not gonna be the normal energized me unless I do this workout. And then all of a sudden you go, well, it's worth it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to run a marathon or deadlift a house. I just have to move my body for 20 minutes, challenge myself, get sweaty, and I will feel better.
I've been making it a point that every time I get back for the afternoon before I go into the gym, I park and then I just do one little lap around like that little pond.
Yeah.
And it's like 10, 15 minutes, but same thing. I'm like more awake. I'm good. And then I start working on the computer because otherwise I open up the door. The gym is all dark. It's kind of relaxing. And then my computer's there and I'm sitting on my butt. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's harder to get work done rather than like
Yeah.
just wake everything up 15 minutes, brain turns on, and then I can usually bang out whatever I need. It seems like 10 times quicker.
And it's
Movement
really
is key.
it's really not hard too when you really think about it. It's not. You don't have to do anything hard.
No, I'll listen to some music or a podcast. And
Right. It can be fun. You get to the point where you look forward to that part of your day. So if you focus on the feeling, that's my number 2. Focus on the feeling, not about how you look. Good news is how you look is going to happen. It's going to be 5-6 weeks later, and your friend's going to be like, "Damn, you look good, girl." And you're going to be like, "Oh, this is the best thing in the world." But do it for you.
And this piggybacks into my third.
Go.
Realizing that you're in it for the long haul. And this is the time of year, right around now and New Year's Eve, like Evan was saying, where people will call or they'll ask a question and they go, how much weight can I lose in the next 3 months? Or I want to lose 50 pounds in the next 90 days. Are you able to do it? And you're like, technically, yes. We could starve you and stick you on a treadmill and, you just walk or run until your knees fall off. And then you would magically lose 50 pounds. Now, could you do this forever? Absolutely not. So if on day 90, you're like, I'm fizzled out, I'm miserable, and everything starts to go back to where you were when you started, when you had that initial question, you just did all this work and busted your butt for literally no apparent reason because you're going right back to the finish line. So realizing, guys, that getting in shape every single day is going to look different. And every single day, the scale might do different stuff. You could eat a completely clean diet, but one day it might go up half a pound. The next day it might go down 2. But when you take the day-to-day out of the equation and play either the week-to-week or the monthly game and notice how your clothes are fitting and how the scale is going down and everything is kind of moving synergistically, your mood is better. I think a lot of people, they'll hammer a workout, they'll decrease their calories, they'll have one day of doing good where they get their water and their steps in, and then they jump on the scale first thing in the morning the next day and they're like, did it work? And they were like, well, maybe you're down half a pound or maybe you stayed the same. And they're like, well, I did all this work apparently for nothing. And they throw in the towel. You have to realize, guys, your body doesn't work like that. There's a lot of things that will manipulate the scale. If you're new to working out, You could have a little bit of fluid inside your muscles and water retention, kind of as a preventative measure. If you cut your calories too drastically, you could actually be holding on to food. So there's many things that can make the scale go up, down, left, right. But a lot of people, they just want the quick reassurance. Oh my gosh, this is working. But every week is going to look different. There could be a week that you lose 2 pounds. The next week you might lose half a pound. The next week it might be 1. And if you're consistently going, okay, what I did on week 1, I can just copy and paste this over the course of 52 weeks. And at the end of it, I did the mental math and I'll be down 100 pounds. It doesn't always work like that. You have to realize there's things go on with your body in terms of, is there food in your belly? Do you have to go to the bathroom? Did you have too much salt? Are you retaining water? Is it that time of the month for ladies? There's so many things that's going to change things along the way. But if you're consistently just going day by day by day, every day is going to look different. So again, we've touched on this before, but play the long game. Don't think that you're going to, reinvent the wheel in just 3 or 4 days. You're in it for life, and being healthy is to be in shape for life, right? There's people that constantly ping pong between they're down 20, they're up 22. They're down 22, they're up 24. And they constantly fight this battle. And when they want to lose that 20 or 22 pounds, it's all systems go. And then they're like, I reached my goal, I'm done. And then the 20-some pounds or 22 pounds come right back up. Whereas, again, you have the people that go, I'm exceeding this. Once I hit 22, if I'm comfortable there, great. But I know that I have to keep chugging away to stay at this 22 number. If I want to get it to 26, I can do some extra work. But understanding it is a lifestyle change, not just, can you get me to point A as quick as you can, then I'm just going to stop doing all activity. You have to realize this is part of your life. This is part of your new kind of identity instead of just the person that ping pongs back and forth.
Yeah, I think what's fun to look at and a way to challenge yourself is it working, right? People go, is it working? And they check on the thing. The truth is, if your definition of working is weight loss, it doesn't work every week. And so does that mean you just stop? No. If your definition is, of working is that, then I mean, it's so much bigger than that. And that's what the lifestyle is. That's what you just do it to do it, which is kind of similar to the last thing, is you're doing it because of how you're feeling. So yeah, if you're doing something just simply for it to work, well, every week it's not going to work. That doesn't mean you throw in the towel. It means you just keep showing up and doing it, right?
And the week after it might, and then the week after that it might. Then you have a week where it didn't again, and then you have a week where it does.
It's the thing, just doubling down on what you said. It's the thing where if you zoom out on a weight loss graph, it looks like this, but when you zoom in real close, it looks like this. And yes, over time it's working, but you're going to have a week where you're going to gain 3 pounds. You're going to go, what the hell is that? And the next week you lose 6, and you go, what was that? You don't just lose, it's not like walking. And if you just walk down a straight line, no matter how fast or slow you get, eventually you do a mile. It's not like that. You can do the same thing. You can put in the work every single day. And sometimes if you're relying on a scale to be your end all be all, guess what? Sometimes it's going to tell you something you don't want to see, which is another reason why I say, who cares? Don't worry about it. At the end of the day, you're going to look up and be like, wow, these clothes don't fit anymore. But if you every day are watching the way your clothes are fitting, nothing's changing that way. So we get in our own way, right? And it's easy to have all of a sudden all of these roadblocks in our way going, there's no point, you can skip the workout, it's not changing anyway. You can skip this, the water hydration doesn't really matter, your sleep doesn't matter, and it's too much. It becomes way too hard, and then it becomes a job in its own right, rather than just waking up and moving. My last third one, I had it and then I lost it. Is avoiding bullshitting yourself. We all do this. And you just need to be honest with yourself, because nothing more than we love as trainers, I'm sure you can relate to this. When people come in and say, I don't understand, I've been doing everything XYZ absolutely perfectly, and I've gained 15 pounds over the last, and you just go, there is no way that is true. I'm sorry. There's no way. You mean you've been having this? Okay, well then go to the doctor immediately because something is horribly wrong. And
Or
then,
you ask, hey, can you write out what you eat? And they go, oh, yeah, I'll get it to you. And then they never do because you kind of call their bluff.
yeah, call yourself on your bull. I do it too. You do it too. I always get annoyed at myself after the podcast is done because I hate the lecture mode of a podcast because it's just us talking and rambling and hopefully sprinkling in a gem that someone will hear and go, oh, okay, I'm going to make fitness my lifestyle. That's the goal. But it's so we bullshit ourselves all the time. We do it in every facet of our lives, not even fitness. So especially in fitness, it's very easy to be like, did I walk my 10,000 steps today? Well, I walked 7,000. It's just like, okay, that's still better than nothing, but also that's not,
That's not what you said you were going to do.
That's not what you were doing. Exactly. Oh, did I get under my calories? Well, I stopped counting, but I'm probably pretty close. Okay, that's the difference between being in a deficit that day and not. So that's the difference between Sunday losing a pound and not. So call your. I went through the workout and I barely picked up the heavy weight. I barely got a sweat going. I barely pushed my heart rate. I modified everything just because I was just tired today. It's like, yeah, that happens sometimes. Are you doing it more than you need to? Did you kind of just bitch out on a workout, if we're being blunt? Did you kind of just, skip it when you really could have if you just turned it up? That's the biggest thing is, don't be afraid to call yourself on your bullshit and be like, dude, come on. I mean,
Get back in the game. We've all been there where you're like, okay.
You don't want, like growing up, a lot of us had coaches and stuff, and coaching is hard. You get coached hard, right? They can be mean, and it can be like, this hurts. You're being mean, being aggressive, and it's like, you're right. When you're a grown adult, you don't need to be taking that from somebody. Nobody should be mean to you. That's not good coaching. But you got to find that in yourself, I think, a little. If no one, it's not acceptable to do it, and I agree. You shouldn't just be like harassed by anybody. But yourself, you can push yourself a little bit. You can be like there's many times I go, come on, Ev, and I won't share on the podcast exactly what I say to myself, but there's a battle up here, and then guess what? I push myself. I get to that next tier in the workout, and then I move on with my day feeling good and energized. But it's being able to call yourself on your bullshit and being like, okay, well, I didn't track my protein at all this week. No wonder I'm not feeling like I normally do. Everything is always a mystery. I don't know. I swear I'm doing everything. I don't want to tell you you're lying, but you can tell yourself you're lying.
Well, and like how you said, all those deviations, like I'll be like, oh, are you getting enough protein? And they're like, yeah, pretty much with every meal, maybe once or two of them, I'm not doing it, but for the most part, I'm getting in my protein. And then same thing. While you're getting in your steps, yeah, well, I'm kind of at 7,000 or 6,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, okay, are you, hitting, getting your workouts in at least 3 a week? Yeah, most of the time. But then you're like, well, you're taking.
But my kid's schedule changed. It's just like, I know, but.
Yeah, so you pulled off a little bit here, you pulled off a little bit here, you pulled off a little bit there. So everything's operating at like a D+.
Right.
Where if you had 1 D+ and the rest were A's, you could kind of get by still.
Sure.
Like a GPA. You're like, okay,
exactly
straight A's, 1 D+, I'm still above a 3.0.
You can get by, but yes, everyone still knows you suck at math. Right?
Yeah.
But if they're all bad or they're all, eventually you fail. Right? Yeah.
True that.
Call yourself on shit.
You know what my favorite thing you reminded me of when you were talking about calling yourself out and hyping yourself up? I watched a couple weeks ago YouTube on pitchers, and when they go on the mound, Scherzer always used to do it.
Oh God, what do you do?
And they just, like right before they're about to pitch, they'll put the ball behind their back. Well, they'll stare at the batter, and just to hype themselves up, you'll just see them like just mumbling stuff to themselves just to get them like, hyped up like, you piece of shit.
Oh, that's me all day, man.
Oh my God. I just want to be a little microphone on them and just be
I
like,
know.
just tell me what you're saying.
If you're not doing that while working out, I don't know how you do it. That's my honest opinion. There's nothing I love than doing, having to get 5 more push-ups in and just calling myself every name in the book.
Yeah.
Until I get them done.
Remember like Chris Farley in Billy Madison where he's the bus driver
Yeah,
and he turns all red? Yeah,
That's exactly what it is.
It's that exact face, that exact kind of thing.
It's fun, and then you laugh, and then it's fun, and then you go,
I know.
This isn't all bad, is it? This was pretty fun. This wasn't a waste of my time. This was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Now I can go relax a little.
Call yourself names.
Be hard on yourself. God, I wish I would just. This is a family show, though. But
I know.
Boy, do I wish I could just.
What I said was
Everything.
blah, 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 blah.
Beep. We should add in one of those beeps. Edit it.
Just at the very end.
Yeah.
But good one today, peoples.
Good potty.
Like always, should you need anything to help your health and fitness journey, Core4Supplements.com has the best stuff, best tasting stuff on planet Earth. We have whey protein. It's all delicious. I guarantee you, if you buy it and you taste it, you will want to get it every single time. It'll be your only trusted protein source. So we have whey protein. We have vegan protein. Green supplement that's absolutely awesome. What else? We have deep sleep gummies. We have omega-3s. We have vitamins, multivitamins, for men and women on there. Everything you guys could possibly want, pre-workouts, you name it, we pretty much carry it. So head to core4supplements.com. If you guys are a podcast listener or watcher, if you type in the code word podcast when you check out with your order, you'll save 10% on everything. And if you spend over $100, it ships to your house for free. So you kind of get a double whammy there. One more time, core4supplements.com. Get whatever you need. It's delicious. You'll love it. And it'll make you a healthier individual. But that is all, peoples. Enjoy your day. We love you guys. And it'll be September next week.
Yeah, baby.
Balloons. Later, peoples.
Bye-bye.